Greetings, thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Friday, September 24, 2021. For today's editorial, Biden's big push in the vaccine equity game. The US will donate an additional 500 million coronavirus vaccine doses to close the vaccine gap between rich and poor countries. President Joe Biden made the announcement during a virtual summit of world leaders he hosted on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. By doing so, Biden has raised the ante, committing 1.1 billion doses to correct the imbalance in vaccine distribution, hoping other Western countries will take the cue. At the end of the Group of 7 summit last June, the US promised 500,000 vaccine doses, half of G7's commitment, but the commitment has since waned, obscured by more pressing issues that hog international attention. Biden, already saddled by the fiasco of the US pullout from Afghanistan, was taking flack for promoting booster shots for Americans at a time when less than 2% of the people in poor countries have received their first dose. Medicines Frontiers is calling on the US and other high-income countries to redistribute their excess doses to developing countries struggling to contain the pandemic. President Duterte joined the chorus of criticism, saying that the coronavirus vaccines should be made available to all, rich and poor nations alike, as a matter of policy. Biden's latest move goes beyond assuring that the US will stand by its pledge, saying that for every shot we've administered to date in America, we have now committed to do 3 shots to the rest of the world. The ultimate target, he said, is to have 70% of the world inoculated against COVID-19 by this time next year. Biden may have raised the bar too high. The One Campaign Anti-Poverty Group believes that even with the additional doses from the US, the number of the vaccinated people will be about 1.2 billion short of target. Everyone is on the hook to agree to a global plan to get 70% of the world vaccinated. This donation gets us closer to that goal, but the US cannot do this alone. Other wealthy countries must be bolder and more ambitious, One Campaign's CEO said. We can only speculate on what drove Biden to set such a lofty goal, but a review of the G7 declaration last June could offer a clue. The Coronavirus Action Plan is just one of the key plans in G7's Build Back Better World or B3W strategy, the aim of which is to create partnerships with developing nations. The B3W is the Western Alliance's answer to China's Belt and Road Initiative or BRI, which also has a vaccine distribution component. The two rivals are clearly using vaccine diplomacy to win nations over to their side. Biden is using the vaccine hand in a game of one-upmanship with China. To the players in this game, the vaccine is first and foremost a peace push to gain geopolitical advantage. The problem is that with each move, millions of people's lives could be at stake. Under this narrative, vaccine equality might as well be a pipe dream, but there could still be a way out. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, is proposing a step-up, coordinated financing strategy to vaccinate the world. Under the $50 billion plan, the IMF will work closely with the World Health Organization, or WHO, and the World Bank to bring the pandemic to an end faster in the developing world, reduce infections and loss of lives, accelerate the economy recovery, and generate $9 trillion in additional global output by 2025. WHO and its COVAX partners, which include the US and other world economic powers, will set a goal of vaccinating 40% of the global population. Grants will be given to poorer countries so they can synchronize their vaccine deployment plans. It's an ambitious blueprint that will work only if the US, China, and their allies are in on it. The world is running out of time and options. The longer the world is divided into COVID-19 haves and have-nots, the longer the pandemic will drag on. The more variants can develop, and the more deaths and sufferings will occur, a Medicines Frontiers official warned. And that's the editorial for Friday, September 24, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and listen to the Voice of the Times.